a lot of things are funny or seem fun, but are really just misunderstood. But when you learn the truth, when you're faced with the facts, when you're a responsible adult and have to put away childish things, you have to stop laughing. Because in the end, torture is just torture, and you cannot escape it. And if you commit torture, especially on a little girl, and you do it for months, and you knew it was going to happen, and you did it anyway because you're greedy, and if you do it to a bunch of sweet little children of all races and colors for years, well, a Jefferson County, Alabama jury is going to make you pay for it.
This is where Ashley, her boyfriend, and daughter Brooklyn lived when suddenly Ashley says they discovered bed bugs, which she says were confirmed by a maintenance worker at the complex. Ashley says every day the bed bugs attacked her daughter to the point where both of them were covered in bites and blood. Her daughter Brooklyn, only 6 years old, hated to come home from school.
Having to see Brooklyn go through it every day, her refusing to come home, not wanting to come home at all. I'd have to carry her to the front door oftentimes. She'd be kicking and screaming.
The problem is that they were torturing a little girl. That's what the problem is. The instrument of torture that was used were bed bugs instead of electrical shocks or something.
On school night, she'd still be awake.
Attorney Thomas Campbell represents Ashley and her daughter.
The physical scars have healed, but from my observation, especially the little girl suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder. I mean, she's a classic case. She fits every category that a doctor will use to diagnose that.
And Campbell says the company in charge of the apartments did not eradicate the bed bugs the proper way, and Ashley was forced to throw away all her furniture and finally moved to her home in Maine. I called the attorney representative. He did not return my calls. In addition to the bed bug experience, Thomas Campbell says at least one apartment manager told Ashley that she was just going to have to live with the bed bugs.
Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. When most of us heard this sweet tiding as kids, or even as we've repeated it to our own, we assumed it referred only to an ancient time, and that bed bugs and filth go hand in hand. But our thoughts change when experts correct the myth, when we see the facts. Large apartment owners and those like brag all over the internet of their property management abilities have seen this coming for well over a decade. They knew what to expect.
This is no childhood nursery rhyme, and quite honestly, it sounds almost ridiculous, but there are many people that think these things are a myth.
They just keep biting. So you dread going to bed, because when you go to bed, you know that you're going to be bit, and you know that these things are going to like torture your mind.
Why bed bugs have made such a comeback so fast is one of the great mysteries in entomology.
Nobody was expecting this level of infestation.
We pretty much had them knocked out from the 50s, but now they've come back.
It's like a invisible monster or something, torturing you.
For half a century, the bedbug was heard only in nursery rhymes, a playful warning to not let them bite. But in reality, the bedbug has been around since biblical times.
The corporations sued in this case have always known bedbugs aren't funny, but horrifying.
Knew they were there.
When these people call with a bedbug infestation, if they even feel they have a bedbug infestation, they want you there now. Not tomorrow, not next week, okay?
You can go from just a couple of bed bugs to thousands of bed bugs in a matter of months.
Once they have these guys, they never want to deal with this emotional trauma again.
Every bed bug infestation is a horror story for the people that have it.
The emotional scars are there, okay? They are traumatized. You know, would you not be?
I deal with all kinds of structural pests, from termites to cockroaches and everything in between, spiders, but bed bugs is the most disturbing pest that I've ever encountered.
Bed bugs feed on only one thing in dwellings: human blood. And bed bugs don't stop at walls. They live in them and go through them. Like these pictures, seeping through the ceiling at Le Chateau, taken in 2008. Bed bugs were so bad there, 3 years before Brooklyn, Ashley, and Victor were trapped there, they were oozing through the ceiling. All the managers were warned of it. The executives did nothing but pack more families into their trap full of parasites that was run by parasites. You see, a family stuck in an apartment building can't defend themselves. If the neighbors have them, they will feed on you, your babies, and your children. Some folks don't react much to a bed bug bite, but for most of us, it's awful.
The all-American home, well kept and tidy. It could belong to your grandmother.
Seams of the mattress.
But there is trouble beneath the sheets.
And we're seeing all types of adults, nymphs, basically all stages of bedbug activity here.
An elderly woman sleeps here.
With her head just 8 inches or so above this outlet.
At night, bedbugs feed on her.
In fact, you can see some blood stains probably from her.
Todd Lisi of Adams Pest Control estimates the bugs have been active for more than 2 years.
This is definitely the worst I've seen.
An elderly man sleeps in this room in the same Minneapolis home.
This is fecal matter. All your dark spotting, so you can just see the large numbers of bed bugs.
They had tried to gain control of this, ripping up carpets and spraying pesticides.
The over-the-counter bombs and whatnot.
But a look inside this shoe in a bedroom closet shows how miserably their do-it-yourself efforts had failed.
This is bad. This is a 10.
While this case is extreme, it is hardly isolated.
Once nearly wiped out, bedbugs have waged an aggressive comeback.
Bedbugs are hitchhikers, so they spread by getting on your luggage and on your clothing. Every year we're seeing 30 to 100% more bedbug jobs than the previous year for about the last 11 years.
Lisi and his crew are using portable furnaces to heat the house to 135 degrees, a temperature lethal for bedbugs. And